Okay, the first thing I'd like to show you this morning is going to be how I grow wheatgrass. Every week I create or grow 2 trays of wheatgrass, which is a plant that is very high in nitrogen, and I use this as a food for the worms. I use 2 garden trays, and I soak the wheatgrass beans for about 6 to 8 hours prior so that they soften and they'll start to germinate fairly quickly. As a growing medium, I am using this week, I'm using cocoa coir. Cocoa coir is the shredded coconut husks. It's a sustainable product. It retains water really well. It's also fairly cheap, and I can get it pretty much anywhere. My challenge now is just finding it in a bulk size that I can be able to store it and use it as I need it. I did also use my own pre-compost as a growing medium, but I didn't have a very productive grow out of it. So I was trying. This is trying to use something else as a growing medium. Cocoa coir for 3 bricks. It's about $12 retail. I'm just trying to see if it is a little bit more of an expensive medium. So that's where I'm trying to use what I already have in house. But like I said, I didn't have the productivity that I would normally get, and I was just trying to troubleshoot as to why. My first step is to fill the growing trays with the cocoa coir. This has been I wet it down. It absorbed water over the last night, and each tray can hold up to about a gallon of cocoa coir. Okay, here after I filled the trays with the cocoa coir, what I'll do next is I will drain the water away from the seeds, and then half these seeds. This is about 2 cups of wheatgrass seeds. Buying them in bulk, the seeds are about $49 with shipping. 25 pounds of it, it's about 15, about excuse me, 50 cents per pound. With this last order. So this is something that I can grow. It takes about a week for the wheatgrass to grow, so it's something very quick that I could grow, and it's a consistent food source rather than getting trash from a tropical smoothie or some odd place. So the main thing here is to be able to control my inputs and have a consistent product. All right, 1 second. Okay, so what I've done is I've taken the 2 cups of soaked wheatgrass seeds and I spread them over the surface of the growing medium. Uh, this is day one. What I will do from here is I will cover this for 24 hours and the seeds will start to germinate. So in the dark, completely covered, and then after 24 hours they'll start to sprout and then the growing will continue. The ones that I have here are actually 6 days old. I started them last Sunday. Um, this is why I was doing some experimentation with or changing up with the growing medium. Is usually that this is much more thicker because I do overseed, and so this is I'm trying to figure out what why I'm not getting the growth that I would have liked out of this, but this would still be sufficient enough for me to put in a worm bin as a food source. Again, I'm trying to do things in this type of quantity so that we've got can break it down and track it a little bit easier. So even in my smaller 18-gallon bins, I would put 1 tray. For my large super sacks that I have over here, um, these I would put 2 in there. So I grow 2 of these a week right now, and then I just fill in for a couple of bins, and then I'll grow 2 more, and so I just rotate it around. Normally, it takes at least 2 weeks for the worms to eat an entire tray. So that's where I'm not looking at throwing in one tray every week on top of every single bin. So I just stagger it out. So every week I'll throw two trays in a bin and just rotate through our population. So that's all for this. This is the growing of wheatgrass.